every government-backed real estate transaction in the country is based off of fiat or government-backed currency. There are no definitions regarding cryptocurrency as being good funds. There's also very few underwriters in the US right now that will provide title insurance to a home that's been purchased using cryptocurrency. So there are some major challenges. Once again, lack of any standardization for these companies to go by. So I had to work locally with a title company that was willing to take on the challenge and was willing to set up a crypto-based wallet to be able to transfer these funds and adjust for payouts and any type of fees. So this was the first time we had no additional provisions, which had to kind of make up and write up as we go along.
Hey, what's up, Masters? Welcome to another episode of Path to Mastery podcast. And man, we have a treat for you today, because I'll tell you, this is a subject I'm really, really excited about. And, I want to learn more. I know when I do these episodes, my goal is to always connect with the guest and understand and learn. And this is a space I've been playing around in for a while, but still feel like there's so much to know and so much more to learn. So, Shelly, I appreciate you being here today. How's it going?
It's going great, rocking and rolling.
I love it. Good. And you are, this is Shelly Vincent. She is the broker, eXp Realty, blockchain properties. And what you do is you have the first crypto/blockchain based real estate company powered by eXp. It says US in the US. Are you the first blockchain?
No, I'm not. I'm not the first, but I am the first in Colorado. But there are other companies in the US as well.
Okay, awesome. And you've been in this space since 2016. Became very enthusiastic about blockchain applications and how they're applied to real estate. So that's something I've just been contemplating, like, how do I connect these two, and you began educating yourself on the process of blockchain technology in real estate, became certified in CE instructor on the subject. I didn't even know they had CE instructors. And she's proud to be the first agent in Colorado that has closed a title wallet to transfer-based transaction through title with full title. I'm just butchering that now. So, so you're with Proppy as well, Proppy.com.
I'm also a Proppy certified agent, and I'm good friends with Adam Brown, the vice president, and we work together on a lot of projects.
Okay, good stuff. Yeah, I've heard of Proppy. For whatever reason, I thought in order for me to be part of Proppy, I'd have to join their brokerage. It doesn't work. I'm guessing it doesn't necessarily work like that.
I know Proppy's not a brokerage. It's more of a title company, but it operates in the blockchain environment. They are able to provide services for wallet-to-wallet crypto purchases, sales of homes, as well as they're the first company in the US to be able to turn a home into an NFT.
Turn a home into an NFT. I love it. I know zero idea what that means, but let's just start there. Well, first off, I mean, how did you get involved in this, and why? Like, what was it that caused you to say, I want to understand this crypto blockchain NFT?
I started getting interested in it. I would hear about it in passing in talk radio and this and that around 2016, 2017. I started getting interested in doing more homework about it. I bought a few slivers of Bitcoin, then Ethereum, but that's about all I really got interested in until about 2020, when I started seeing different coins and different applications coming from blockchain, and I really learned about the technology that backs cryptocurrency and where the true value of it was. And then lo and behold, 2020, 2021, the real estate market takes off with it, with many different applications in real estate. And because crypto was gaining in value so much, we saw a sudden demand for the use of cryptocurrency as a form of purchasing or selling houses, trading homes. And and I manage about 1,500 real estate agents for the state of Colorado, and my agents began asking about it. I went to attend classes to learn more myself, and the class I went to had seating for about 80 people in it. Well, 5 minutes before the class started, there was over 300 people trying to squeeze into that room. And that was my aha moment that this is really the wave of the future, and that it's time to, really supply this education and experience to my agents to be able to support them in making these transactions possible in Colorado.
Mm. So, so I mean, right now, obviously, when as we're having this conversation, crypt like I've got a bunch of different types of crypto, and everything's just way down. How does that affect the way it's connected to real estate, or does it even matter? Like the fact that
Mhm.
my Ethereum that I paid over 3 grand for is
Mhm.
worth 1,000, or Bitcoins, whatever it is, and is that even does that matter?
So as far as using your cryptocurrency investments, you're probably not going to want to use them to purchase when you're not able to purchase as much with them. But market wise, they're still performing better than the stock market. And using cryptocurrency versus any type of investment you have, you're probably not going to want to sell it while it's down. So
Mm,
it's nothing unique to cryptocurrency right now that you're seeing. What you're seeing in crypto is very similar to that .com bust boom, of the early 2000s. You had a lot of coins that came out that really weren't backed on a lot of strong backings. And so you're seeing those fall to the wayside. And then you're seeing a reckoning come from lack of regulation, with lack of standardization in many of these coins that are out there. The ones that you're going to see they're going to survive are the ones that can be able to process transactions the fastest and have the you know widest band of miners that are able to service that coin.
mm. So similar to like you said, the internet, all those tech companies, there were thousands of them, or at least hundreds of them, maybe thousands of them. I know there's thousands of different coins and tokens, but most of those are going to be gone, right? There's going to be,
I wouldn't say
I don't.
most. You're going to see a lot of like mergers and acquisitions. You're going to see a lot of coins combining, and while right now the lenders, the few uh, leveraging companies for your cryptocurrency right now are really hurting. Helio and Celsius, I really believe that they're going to come through in some way or some form because there's a desire for it. Blockchain and crypto is not going anywhere. The technology that blockchain has so many applications, it's just unimaginable. These applications are written on these chains. These coins are backed by these chains. This is not going to go anywhere. It's too valuable, and it's only going to grow. And only the market being down right now is a very, tiny hiccup in what's going to be a very long-term gain.
Mm. I mean, me again, I'm probably sound pretty ignorant about this this whole conversation, honestly, but I was surprised by how much it went down. And I understand it didn't go down as much as stock, but my thought process is it was completely different than stock, or right, or it's an alternative to a currency. So you would think, at least this is what I thought, like if it would stay up, it would continue to gain value. So I guess that I don't know if it's a lot of people I talked to were surprised to see it go down so much. Is that something you expected, or is that normal? That's part of the cycle to go that far up
Uh,
and then all this far down.
Well, I bought in before it hit the bottom for sure. I did not expect it to go down this far, but what you had is a lot of people really pushing it. And like I said, again, I never underestimate the government to ruin a good thing. But because there's lack of regulation, lack of protection, lack of standardization currently, and the US is pretty far behind on this compared to other countries, it leaves it to stronger volatility. And you've got a lot of whales that were really trying to push it up for their own personal interests. And when these whales started selling or things started going down, we realized that a lot of these values were somewhat inflated to begin
Okay, got it. So let's just switch gears now. I want to talk about some of the applications in real estate. So how you said earlier you sold a house, you
Mhm.
transferred a house as an NFT.
I
Like
haven't sold an NFT home. I have sold homes for cryptocurrency.
got it.
Uh,
Okay, so
and
you're just
go ahead.
to the difference would be you're just accepting payment. So they'll sell a house and they'll accept crypto as payment. I understand that. You
Mhm.
know, I guess that's probably the easy way to do it, right? If you're good, I mean
Okay,
the
so you think you you would think so. But every government-backed real estate transaction in the country is based off of fiat or government-backed currency. There are no definitions regarding cryptocurrency as being good funds. There's also very few underwriters in the US right now that will provide title insurance to a home that's been purchased using cryptocurrency. So there are some major challenges. Once again, lack of any standardization for these
mm,
companies to go by. So I had to work locally with a title company that was willing to take on the challenge and was willing to set up a crypto based wallet to be able to transfer these funds and adjust for payouts and any type of fees. And so this was the first time we had no additional provisions, which we had to kind of make up and write up as we go along, because not only that, with the additional provisions you need for units versus dollars, the volatility, disclosures, things like that don't exist in pretty much any state right now. And so I've been working with uh, our leaders to create those documents, which even the general counsel for our state is not familiar with crypto. It makes it very difficult from a legal perspective when the lawyers you're depending on need that education as well.
mm. Yeah, I mean, I can, and you tell me if this is true. I mean, I've had some Ethereum since 2017, and I've got some other, coins and such. But like, I'll go on to like buy something, and as I'm buying it, the price fluctuates up or down before I can press
Yep.
send. So how does
Yep.
that affect a real estate transaction? Like you have a couple $100,000 or more, does it
Mhm.
fluctuate, or how do they protect against that?
Well, you're going to work with the company that the title company uses is going to be a type of custodian, which will provide those wallet services in and out transfers for the title company. And generally, the main practice is the second that a coin, depending on what the title company will accept or what the platform will they work with, the moment it comes into that title based wallet, they're going to transfer it into some type of a stable coin like the USD coin that goes with the dollar. So you're not going to have that volatility. Another way, let's say that you want to hold one Bitcoin as earnest money on a house. Let's say that you put one Bitcoin into this wallet to hold, and the contract fails. You're going to have returned to you one Bitcoin, regardless of the
Mm,
value of it. So there are, like I said, we've done a lot of work putting these different options into place with our title company, which is Canyon Title here in Colorado. And that's the most important thing is we as agents, our job's mostly going to be explaining these options to buyers and sellers. But the real magic happens in title because they're the ones taking on the risk. They're the ones actually having to handle all the crypto and do those.
so Shelly, I mean, is there help us understand, is there a benefit in somebody doing it this way as opposed to just doing it in fiat? Like why would somebody want to do it this way?
Okay, well, my in my case, I had a seller that was a Swedish citizen. His income was in euros and in cryptocurrency because, like I said, in other parts of the world, cryptocurrency is much more common as forms of payment. Uh, he was selling a home here, and if in, traditionally he would have received a cashier's check in U.S. dollars. He would have had to open a U.S. bank account, put the money into that account, of which it would have been held for about 10 days before it
Mm,
cleared. Then he would have had to transfer it to his Swedish bank account, which is held in euros, which it takes an average of 30 to 40 days for that payment to go overseas. You've got your currency transfer fees, all of this on top of it. So and when he sold his house, he may not have had access to his funds for over a month. in the case of receiving his funds in crypto, it was an instantaneous wallet to wallet transfer. The money was there. He could take it from there and do whatever he wanted to with it. So it's
Okay, got it.
instant.
I'm sorry, the mic's going in and out. My apologies. I'm not sure. Maybe if I jumped in and you weren't complete yet.
No, it's fine. And, it was just an instantaneous transaction. And let's talk about with buyers right now. Your largest group of buyers right now are millennials. Uh, Millennials are making what, 33, 34% of the market. Well, of these millennials, over 20% of them in the last year used some form of cryptocurrency payment towards purchasing a home, whether it was down payment, earnest money, full cost of the home. And in every instance, they would have to sell their investment just like it was a stock or anything else, get the capital gains tax. In many cases, the lender, if there was a loan involved, also would have to make them season the money for 90 days before that they would count it, because lack of standardization means many lenders don't accept the crypto. From especially it's like a cold wallet, which we talk about in classes as to where the money came from. So there's many challenges within that, where if we had more title companies that were able to do these instantaneous transfers, you would take that entire process out of the equation, and the buyers would be able to just put the money directly into title instead of having to go through those entire processes.
Mm. So is this essentially the way ultimately you can cut out a lot of the middleman, right, involved in these transactions, because it's instant and it also is it costs less, correct, to do these
Absolutely,
transactions?
the costs are much more minimal. Also, because of the security of wallets, the identity that goes with having the type of blockchain system we have, you're talking about much less opportunity for wire fraud and title fraud, especially as we increase the use of blockchain for recording title. That's going to almost eliminate title and wire fraud.
All right, good stuff. Well, listen, for you guys that are on Clubhouse right now, we're doing a live interview. This is Shelly Vincent. She is the blockchain broker with one of the blockchain brokers at eXp Realty. She has over 1,500 agents right now, real estate agents that are operating within this realm. And we're recording this. And if you guys on Clubhouse have any questions, feel free to raise your hand. I'm going to open it up in a few minutes for questions for Shelly. So Shelly, why should agents be paying attention to this right now? Why should residential real estate agents be paying attention? And how many do you think are? I mean, realistically.
Well, not enough, but the interest is very high. My concern is you really can't just take a class, just 1 2 hour class or a little here and say, okay, I'm a crypto agent now. It's not that simple. You really need to educate yourself. Proppy has an amazing certification course that they offer. I teach a 2 hour CE class, which is a great start, but I wouldn't say that after my class that you can just go and start selling real estate for crypto. You need to be able to work with, a managing broker or someone that supports you in your business, that you can be mentored by through those first processes. Also, like I said, a really great title company, a rep that can assist you and answer your questions they'll assist with the buyers and sellers as well. There's just so much out there, but to your question about how important this is, we're seeing an increase in use of these types of transactions at phenomenal levels. As crypto will rebounds, which it will, you're going to see it expand and expand. Biden has executive orders out right now to create the standardization. This will allow many more companies to service on the real estate side, and we'll be able to come out of the dark ages of how we transact in real estate. I mean, we've been using the deed structure of transferring real estate for over 100 years. Think of all the other technologies that have expanded in 100 years, and look at how we're still rubber stamping pieces of paper to transfer property, and it's time for real estate to catch up.
So it sounds like you're really, like me, you're just really bullish on the technology behind it. I know as the governments get more involved, then it's going to probably I mean, I'm not sure much about the Bitcoin, but I know with like the Ethereum and the other tech-based products, it's going to be probably more of a centralized system than a decentralized system. Is that accurate? Because the governments aren't going to let it go as a decentralized system. At least that's my thought. I mean, could be way off, but
Well, the structure of blockchain itself can't be centralized. I mean,
it can't.
you can have different types of blockchain environments that are central. You can make up your own, blockchain string and have your own environment that exists. But the key is the security of blockchain within coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum is the fact that they are decentralized rather than your information being capped on single servers. Like my bank account is all on one single server. The access is on one server. You've got banks, financial institutions spending billions of dollars every year just protecting their servers against hackers. With blockchain, your information is scattered among thousands of computers, and of which all of it has to line up and be agreed upon by over half of the nodes in any system at any time for that access to be given. So the security level, and let's think of applications as far as financial institutions, medical records, real estate titles, things that have been subject to hacking, all being written on the blockchain. The security abilities of blockchain is infinitely more of our single server systems we have right now. But just like with, I love to use this as an example of all those the truckers in Canada, and Canada was trying to freeze their bank accounts. Then Canada reached out to Coinbase and said freeze their wallets, and Coinbase laughed at them and said, you don't understand that that's not possible. The way blockchain works is,
Hmm.
you can't. It's scattered among all these computers. It's not a centralized system. They can't switch. So it would be extremely important based on the blockchains already out there for government to be able to do something.
Well, I mean, government is getting involved, though, right? And
Mhm.
as you know, anybody that studies this knows or pays attention, the government is trying or creating their own form of digital currency. Correct?
They are, and many governments are. They want in the game, even though they'll say they don't. Uh, they see the value of it, but the government can create its own blockchain for its own security measures. And right, blockchain gets its value from the information stored on it. So you have to think of it in those terms: how fast you can add information, and how fast you can govern it adequately and effectively. So anyone can create their own blockchain. The value of it is the setup, the computers, the nodes that it's written on, the governance of it. And so with like blockchain and with Bitcoin and Ethereum, you have an international, blockchain, and every line written on top of the other. The amount of information in people don't understand exactly what Bitcoin mining is. Mining is nothing but adding more transactions to the ledgers. You're adding, the speed and efficiency of which you can do that is how you earn Bitcoin. It's adding transactions to the ledgers. And that's the value of that currency.
Interesting. Let me see. Anybody on Clubhouse have any questions? If you do, feel free to raise your hand. I'll bring you up. What would you say is, well, let's go. I want to talk a little bit about the NFT thing
Mhm.
because that's something I'm, I'm struggling with this whole thing. Honestly, I feel like I'm starting to learn. Then I realize there's so much more I need to learn. But like, what's the process? Like, I guess, how do you convert a property and sell it as an NFT? Like that's like, can you explain that or
Yeah.
like how is
Okay.
okay?
I'm going to give more props to Proppy.com. Proppy is the first company that's successfully done so. They have created their third NFT at this point. So we're still very much in proof of concept phase, but they're the first to actually we say that the first to the starting line in this to create an NFT home. And think about this: NFT stands for non fungible token. It means one token equals one asset, whether it's a piece of digital art, a collector's card, a car, a house, anything. It's just nothing other than a digital representation of ownership. So to put an NFT to a house, what you do is the house has to be placed into an LLC. So you own an LLC. One of the assets of this LLC is this house. So You have to move title to the LLC from whoever owns it. Then you sell the LLC. When you are transferring a home into an NFT, you're taking all the title search records, appraisal, or CMA, home inspection, all of the marketing, everything that you would normally do like as a real estate agent. You're doing it on the front end. And you're creating this huge folder, like this package of all of these documents that represent the history and ownership of this home. And then you are writing it onto blockchain.
Mm.
And this file is being represented by this digital hash called an NFT, this token that's been created. So you would place this token on Proppy's platform, and then the token goes up for auction. And any potential buyer is going to register with Proppy, and they're going to be able to review all of the documents that are associated with ownership of the house. Now, the agent's still going to have open houses for those people locally that want to look at it and decide if they want to put a bid in and buy it. The winning bidder is going to transfer from his wallet the funds and whatever funds that the home is offered in, whether it be Bitcoin, Ethereum, USD coin, whatever. They're going to transfer it into Proppy's platform. Proppy will transfer that NFT into the buyer's wallet. This takes seconds to do, and you've just bought a house. But you really haven't bought a house, you bought the LLC. The LLC's primary asset is the house.
Mm. And then you
And so
just
that,
take the house out of the LLC and you have
mhm.
everything else
And
that was
yet
the appraisal, the inspection, all that stuff.
everything is there. And so, and I go over in detail in my classes exactly how this process works. Now, right now, Proppy is the primary company that's been able to do it. They have over 1,000 people waiting to turn their homes into NFTs. And right now, they've only been able to successfully do one about every 30 to 90 days. So you can see we're still, in the infancy stages of this, but where we need to look at the value of what Proppy has is they're really pushing the education of agents in this, as well as the ability to transfer homes, not just NFTs, but using any form of cryptocurrency between buyers and sellers, whether they want to receive crypto, sell for crypto, buy for crypto. We can make it happen regardless of which end of the transaction we're on.
Good stuff. So what would you say, someone like me or someone else listening right now, what should we be doing to get ourselves prepped for this?
I would start monitoring like Proppy.com, Coinbase, Cointelegraph, all of these great sites. They've got pages on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. LinkedIn has probably been one of my best sources for information. Start monitoring this. I guarantee you there's some type of groups in your area that are meetups that discuss all the
Mm.
latest technology and trends. Inman has been great for the real estate industry in providing this as well. NAR is working on an accreditation program uh, to be able to offer to all agents nationally. So it's a really big move that we're seeing right now towards educating agents properly. But the biggest concern that I have is an agent that says that's like bought a few Bitcoins or Ethereums and then says, "Hey, I'm a crypto agent," and not really being what we would call in our industry like bad actors. Be out there. You really need to educate yourself. I think it's the responsibility of managing brokers like myself to educate ourselves on it, because this is a big turn in our industry, and we need to be able to support our agents that use it appropriately.
When, I mean, when do you, it would seem like there's in the future, I don't know how many, adoption, I'm guessing at some point, it's going to be, just like the majority of the cars on the road at some point are going to be electric cars, right? And I'm guessing the majority of home transactions are going to go this route. How far off do you think we are from that?
We're 10 years from full adoption. We're 5 years from at least half of all homes being that
Okay.
way. This is going to depend on your local municipalities and recordings of contracts, the deed transfers at local to county levels. You've got New York State trying to ban Bitcoin mining. You've got Fort Worth, Texas, Bitcoin mining in City Hall. So, like I said, complete lack of standardization and regulation is our biggest challenge right now of adoption.
Mm. All right, good stuff. Well, listen, I definitely appreciate you here. Somebody on LinkedIn had asked, what's the website Shelly is talking about? That's Proppy, correct? Propy.
Yep, Proppy.com.
All right, and also, how can we take Shelly's course? So, Shelly, you want to let us know how we can get involved in your course and take your
Yeah,
course?
I am I just have like a little web page for myself. It's chainprops.com, chainprops.com. Also, I just do Shelly Vincent at mac.com. It's Shelly Vincent at mac.com is a great way to reach out to me by email. And like I said, I am more than happy. I do offer my class in the XP world. I do have it as Zoom. And if you're in the Colorado market, I do in person classes about once a month as well.
Awesome, Shelly. Well, I appreciate you. And just to let you guys know also, if you reach out to me, if you want to learn anything about EXP Realty, and certainly we can get you connected with Shelly, and you can also connect directly with Shelly if you choose to do that as well. And I'm excited to learn more about this, Shelly, because I honestly didn't realize you had all this going on within our ecosystem. So super cool to hear
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, well,
Well,
I definitely have taken the lead, as far as, helping the other brokers within the EXP environment support their agents from state to state. It's been an amazing whirlwind of interest that I didn't even realize was there. But if anybody is interested in EXP, definitely reach out to David. We are a virtual world. We were Metaverse way before Meta. And
mm.
so, we're one of the most technologically advanced real estate companies out there. And so I think that it just fits with our technological advantage that we're going to have the edge on being able to use the latest technology in these transactions involving crypto and blockchain.
So what do you think gives us that edge though? Because I like help us understand, help me understand, like what just because I understand where we've had the metaverse. It wasn't even called the metaverse before a year ago, right? It was just a
Right.
virtual brokerage. But what gives
Mhm.
us the edge?
Well, you see, all the real estate, even in the metaverse, there's digital real estate now. There is the whole NFT world, the tokenization, and I know EXP is working on their own tokenization program for agents. They are listening to the market and where the trends are, yeah, and all the tools that they keep offering us, making it so much easier. We can pretty much operate, as EXP agents from our cell phones, our entire business. And it's just been amazing to me. And they're watching so closely for the tech trends as they're on the front end of almost every tech trend I see, that is easy to make the jump or the adoption into using cryptocurrency and blockchain technology for our own agents' benefits. It's important to have a niche in these markets now, especially
Mm.
the way the market's changing so quickly. Having a niche matters, and it's been very beneficial to me personally. In addition to being able to share all this education, to my EXP agents.
All right. Final question is what's your prediction for the crypto future?
Well, A, it's not going away. B, it's going to grow. And if you'll recall, when the internet first came out, everything was AOL, good old dial-up sound.
Mm.
And where's AOL today? It's just you keep having bigger and bigger developments. And if you look back when the internet first came out, you had tons of naysayers. You had tons of people say, "Oh, it's a fad. It's good. Nobody cares about this." Our entire lives operate on it now. And so we're seeing very similar with cryptocurrency. Think about when debit cards came out, and it's like, you mean I could swipe? How can you keep up with your bank balance? How can you do anything? You're just going to swipe this card and money comes out of your checking account. And now it's the primary form of payment. We're looking at cryptocurrency as the next step in the evolution of currency. It makes us much more of a global community. And the blockchain technology that it's written on will be the next generation of the web because of the security it allows us to have. The idea of having single servers operate large companies is going away. It's going to be spread out into these nodes, these individual servers, that you're seeing, and we're just in the very start of this. Applications across many different industries is what's going to drive this. And I'm using this time where the market's somewhat down to build my platform so that as the market recovers, I'm going to be ready.
And when you say build your platform, like what is that? What does that look like?
Well, for me, it's educating myself. It is writing my own business plan as to seeing where my strengths are, how I can use it in my business, what services I want to offer, the fact that you're partnering with people like Canyon Title and having those partnerships there that are able to supply me with the needs I have to make sure I can service my clients using cryptocurrency, building those relationships right now. And I would love to kind of work on centralizing resources for agents rather than having to Google and LinkedIn. And, most of the business I've been doing right now is just person to person referrals. Just, hey, who do you know in this market that can do this? Who do you know? And, where Proppy is really working on, solving that problem too with their agent network. We need to be able to network together better so that we know who to call when we have that opportunity.
If I join Proppy, can I be part of your team? Is that how it works?
So, I mean, you would just join Proppy, you'd be part of Proppy's team. And all the agents you can search by state. So if I had, someone that I knew in another state that wanted to buy or sell using crypto, I could go to Proppy's site and search out the agents within that area and find and be able to pair up with them for referrals. And so that's one of their tools that they do offer. And I think that we need to have more of that. And I'm working on creating those groups within EXP. I mean, we've got 83,000 agents. We've got agents in every state doing crypto. And so I have a cryptocurrency page that I post to often within our workplace within EXP to help us all stay together and help each other grow our businesses with this niche.
Well, I just want to say I appreciate you. You certainly help at least me understand the NFT process, which is great. Also, I'm going to definitely get myself signed up on Proppy so I can be involved in the conversation. The other thing I think you said really good was get involved like locally in different networking or like meetups and stuff like that. I'm not sure if they're local or online or however you find them. But yeah, really, really good stuff. Any final thoughts you want to say before we wrap?
Educate yourself. Stay up. The news runs fast. There are constantly new companies and new platforms out there that are real estate centric for us using crypto and blockchain. Keep your ear to the ground. Listen for the stuff because it's changing fast and it's going to be tough to keep up with once you get in. There's a lot happening.
Yeah, there's such an opportunity right now, Shelly, right? It's kind of like we're getting in at the ground level of something
Absolutely.
again. Yeah,
This
that's
is like
exciting.
Tesla's first days. Just think when SpaceX was a dream. This is still the very beginning for us.
Amazing. Okay, and finally, last, how do people again get in touch with you if they want to learn more about your training or what you have going on at EXP?
Yeah, quickest way, email me, Shelly Vincent at mac.com. You can find me on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. My website is chainprops.com as well. And I'd be happy to answer any questions and get you hooked up on my calendar.
I appreciate you, Shelly. Can we do round two, not too far out from now? We're going to keep this thing going.
I know, isn't it amazing? I mean, we barely scratched the surface of crypto real estate. So I'm happy to always come back and share with you.
All right. Well, I appreciate you. Thanks for doing this today. And we just appreciate you being here. And I'm looking forward to learning more and definitely getting involved in some of those resources you shared with us today. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, David.